We are in economic warfare. And this didn't just happen. It started back in Reagan's years of office. With all the bills that he passed, it was inevitable that we were going to end up right where we are today. We have been enslaved by our labor and consumption for decades. And this is one huge reason that keeps you stuck from manifesting clients into your business. I'm Lynn Louise, and you're listening to the Cosmic Valkyrie podcast. Let's talk about our perception of where we are and where we're going. Because right now, we are in a time of crisis. And for many of us, we're wavering between trying to find soothing and comfort and calmness from within while also experiencing fear. You're not alone. We are all humans and we are all experiencing the fear. Not just Americans. This is global. We are watching a huge transition and we are seeing a coup in the American government. And those of you that are not American are watching it from the outside, and you're probably thinking, if this can happen in America, it can happen to us. What America is doing right now is affecting the entire world. But it didn't just start. We have been going through this process for many decades. But let's talk about how we're going to handle what's happening right now to create more success in our own life. I've been on this planet for 58 years, and I have experienced a lot of hardship, a lot of flow. I've been through a lot of recessions, a lot of challenging times, to say the least. But what I want you to hear is, I made it. I lived through it. And living through a recession doesn't have to consume you, and it doesn't have to create a lot of fear. With the right mindset, the right perspective, you're going to get through this. But it's going to mean you have to do the work. The first thing I want you to understand is that your ability to manifest money is not influenced by what is happening externally in the world. We create from the inside out. And while, yes, we are a collective, and we do have collective consciousness, and there's an energetic feeling happening in the world that is creating mass outcomes, we still have the ability to ride through this. Now, manifesting isn't just sitting back and waiting for shit to fall in your lap. I'm going to trust that you already know that. But creating success during chaos and crisis like is happening in the world today, we need to dive into the depths of consciousness, luminosity in ways that we have never experienced before. Because it's really hard for our physical body to let go of what is happening within our circumstances. And when we are having a difficult time pulling away from it, we resort to old beliefs, behaviors, and patterns that were created from our ancestors and passed down to us. As women, we are watching our rights being stripped away. It is very scary. But the thing is, if we are consumed with what is happening, we cannot create clarity on what we need to do step by step, how we are supposed to help each other. And the second thing I want you to know is you cannot hide from this. You cannot run from it. You cannot avoid it. Avoiding what's happening in the world is taking yourself out of the equation. And that's not a good thing because it's not going to change anything. By ignoring what is happening and trying to avoid it, you're avoiding taking action to help create the global change that you came to Earth to create. So, if you're telling yourself, I don't watch the news, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself because you are here to create global change, and global change does not come from ignoring what is happening in the world. It doesn't come from hiding. You have to be present and participating in this life. Otherwise, no one's going to join your team. You are here to collect and help people move through this revolution. And by hiding, you're not doing anyone any good. You have to know what your target demographic is going through in order to connect with them. And I can tell you that there are people out there struggling in every sense of the word. They're struggling with their relationships, with their health, with their money. They're struggling in every way, in every capacity, because there are a lot of people out there that thought that things were going to get better. And then they're rapidly seeing things decline. Or maybe people were out there thinking that it's not going to get that bad. Like, all I have to do is hang out for 4 more years. And now they're realizing that we are living through a coup and their perception of the world is falling apart. And that's where you come in. It is up to you to create the change that you desire to see in this world. And what is happening didn't just start yesterday. It started decades ago. And where we want to go is not going to change tomorrow. We have to be willing to put in the time and effort to creating the change that we want to see for future generations of women. You have to have patience. You have to have an understanding of where we're going and what we're experiencing. You have to have an understanding of how the energy can work in our favor and how to create our own energetic field to attract the people that we need to help, the contracts that we signed before we even came to Earth. And while our success can happen rapidly and we can call people in and transform their lives, and they will transform other lives through being better and doing better, it's still going to take massive action, global action. We need to gather together. We need to come together. This is not a solo act. You are not in a one-man show. This energy is about creating community. And for you to be able to create your community, you need to be in a community that is going to support you through that. You're not here to do this alone. You came to Earth for the relationships. And for you to create change and transformation in your life and in the world, you're going to need to change. Everyone on this planet has to change. Because the mindset that got us to where we are today, that created the circumstances in which we are living in today, isn't going to work to get us something different. We not only need to change our personal perspective, but then it is your job to go out and transform other people's perspectives so that they can get through this too. And I don't want you to think that I'm talking about working with entrepreneurs. I'm talking about if somebody has terrible eating habits and they want to lose weight, it is your job to help them create a better mindset, better eating habits to work through this. And they're going to teach their children or their friends how to do the same. It's going to take all of it, from health and wellness to relationships to money. We are here to transform the world on all levels, not just one. My mission, the one I came to Earth with, was to help you create more dynamic income through impact. Yours is something different. But that's part of why I'm here, to help you really understand your luminosity so that you can create more of an impact on this earth. I'm not here to fuck around, and neither are you. But you need to shift your perspective. What is happening right now just started, because it didn't just start. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Reaganomics, do your research. But it's time to take a stance. It's time to find your footing and be able to move forward and create the change in your life and the lives of others. And the way we do that is through doing the work on the inside. Because when we do that, then it's a no-brainer what actions we're supposed to take. If you were just sitting on the sofa, scrolling mindlessly through TikTok or Facebook feeds, that's not going to change anything. And when you are not actively changing from the inside out, guess what's going to happen? That car's going to go in reverse and things are going to start getting really hard for you. I want you to process this. You can't sit around and allow things to continue going the way they're going. You are going to have to make a conscious decision to say yes to your transformation so that you can move through this revolution with more ease. The revolution has begun. It just started. It's not going away in 4 years. The age of Aquarius is here for the next 20-something years. So you need to buckle up for the reality. You need to be able to say yes to your transformation. You need to step in your personal power. You have been training all your life for this moment. Do not let it slip between your fingers. This year, 2025, is not going to get any easier, and February is going to be a rough one. This is your call to action. This is your battle cry. Stop sitting on the sidelines, girl. There is work to be done because 2025 is going to be a shit show, and you need to have the courage, confidence, and clarity to start making the global change that you came here to make. Yeah, global change. Because transforming one life ripples. But when we gather together as collectives, we create a typhoon of transformation that becomes unstoppable around the world. It is time for us to take back the throne that we were written off of 3,500 years ago. And if you think that you can do that by yourself, you're fooling yourself. It means you're going to have to join the cosmic army. I've been building this army, girls. I have been building this ever since I started my business. And now we're gathering in Patreon. And when you graduate from Patreon, you move into Evolution 10X. You cannot sit around anymore. You cannot hope, wish, and pray for things to change. Action creates outcomes. And it's not just any action. You have to have clarity on why you're here and what it is that you're here to create. What transformation? This is not anything to sit on. It's not anything to take lightly. And it's something that's going to require patience, love, understanding. It's going to take assertion, confidence, drive, motivation, determination. It's not for the weak at heart because this is going to be a lifelong journey. For the rest of our lives, we are going to be engaging in the revolution, revolutionary change, and the expansion and ascension of global consciousness. You can't view what is happening as temporary. You have to start looking at it as a long-term investment in who you are, what you are here to do, and the mission that you're here to accomplish. That takes a whole new perspective and a whole new mindset. Now, if you're ready to jump in, the doors are not open in E10X at this moment, but right now we're all gathering over on Patreon. You can find the link in the show notes.